All right, these are the items we're going to need to do the lights. Okay, you need a couple of screwdrivers, one Phillips, one straight slot. Okay, you're going to need some black tape or any type of tape. You're going to need a knife, all right, or a scraper. Okay, you're going to need some wire connectors. Now these wire connectors are, you can see that there's a little ring, I should say, of lead in the middle of them. When you put your wire in each end, you stick the wire in, and you take a cigarette lighter and you heat it up. It shrinks the tubing around your wire, but it makes a connection with this lead. So it's like solder. I'm saying lead. It's like solder, and all you need is a cigarette lighter, and that'll do that. And you're gonna need this is shrink tubing, shrink wrap, whatever they call it. Okay. You also gonna need a marking pen. Okay. You're going to need a tape measure. Okay, just any kind of tape measure. You're going to need some wire. Okay, this is baling wire. Some kind of flexible wire. Baling wire really works good. And you see I got a little hook on the end of it. You're going to need to put a little hook in the end of it. Okay, and you're going to need, if you don't have this type of connections that you can heat up, you're going to need a crimper. So you can crimp your connector. Crimp your wires together. Okay, and you're going to need, of course, a light. Okay. Okay, you're going to need the light. Now this is the new light. Okay, okay, this is the new light. This is the LED light. And note the wires come out in the center. Okay. And this has a foam back into it. Alright, I'll put links to this stuff. This is the old light. This is actually a new one, but this is the old incandescent bulb. And you see how the wires, the original wires, are way off to the side. So we need to drill a hole here in the middle on the camper. Not on the light, on the camper. Then you're going to need caulking. And this is what I use. Okay. It's like a silicone, mostly silicone. Some caulking. Okay. And a drill. Gonna need a drill with a bit. Now you can go with the larger bit if you like. This is a small bit. You can go with a little bit larger bit. If you note on this one, the two wires are not exactly in the middle. So you got a pretty good sized hole there. Okay. Now, let's see what else. Oh, and your key fob. Okay, when you're up there, you bring your key fob. And the trick to that is, when you open the camper, and you press unlock, that light, those lights will come on. So when you're out working, and you want to make sure the lights work, all you do is unlock your camper. If you heard that, that locks it. But you unlock your camper, and the light will come. So running lights come on when you unlock your camper. On this camper, anyway. Okay, I think that pretty much does it. Said screwdrivers, tape to measure, black tape, of course, lights. Now this is an old light that I took off. And I cut the wires, so you can see the incandescent bulb in it. I cut the wires pretty much flush to give me as long a wire as I could get to stay on the camper. To wire up my new lights. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. And what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you step by step how we how we did the process. Okay, here are the incandescent bulbs, the old bulbs. As you can see, the one on the right, I pulled the lens off of. And let's see. Now here they are on. I'm going to say this several times, but just bring your key fob with you. And this will, you can, while you're up on the ladder, you can turn the lights on by unlocking the camper or pressing the unlock button. Okay, here are the two lights. The new light is the black one at the bottom of the screen, and notice the wires go to the middle of the light, and the one at the top is the old incandescent, and the incandescent, the wires go in from the side. Now what we do now, we just take a Phillips screwdriver and we remove the two screws. Now we're going to reuse those screws. That's the old incandescent bulb and fixture. And then we're going to take a scraper or a knife and scrape the putty, the factory putty, off of the camper where the old light was. All right, now we're going to measure. We're going to have to drill a hole because the holes didn't line up. Remember I said the new one has a hole in the middle. So we measure between the bolts, okay, and we put an X with a marking pin or cross in the middle where we're going to drill our holes. Okay, and next we drill our hole. We drill the hole on the X, and you can drill it, you can wall it out, make it a little bit bigger than what's in this picture, because you'll see where the wires come out of the other fixture. Okay, now we have the hole drilled, and the light is still attached. Okay, it's laying down in the dirty part at the bottom, but the light is still there. We don't want to cut the wires quite yet. Okay. Now next we're going to feed fish the wires, I should say, through the new hole that we just drilled. And we use we use baling wire and with a hook on it, and we find the wires. It's not too hard to do, not hard to do. You find the wires and you pull them through. Okay. All right, now what we did here, we wrapped tape around the wire before cutting, we held it, I should say. And then we cut the old wire, the old light off and pulled the wires through our new hole. Okay, and we wrapped tape, and we left the tape on there as an anchor so we don't lose the wires. All right, here we're testing it. We just pressed our key fob and we just connected the light to make sure it's going to work. So we test the light, okay, in this video, in this slide. All right, here at the bottom we have the connector with the solder in it, and we have the heat shrink. We put that on the wire first, and then we put the connector, we heat it up with our lighter, and then we do the heat shrink. After it's done, this is after it's done, ready to go back into this camper. Okay, this is the new light. All right, see the two screw holes. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that and we're gonna use the old screws and we're gonna mount it into the camper. Now, I didn't have to drill any holes. The old screws were self-tapping, so I just pushed on them with the, and tightened them down. But first we put caulking. All right, fill all the holes, every hole with caulking. And then we, of course, push our wires in and make sure we have a lot of caulk around the wire. And next, this is the light. Okay, this is the new light in. It's repaired. It's ready to go. Okay. Now this is the light turned it on with the key fob again. And I do that to every light to make sure they all work good, of course. Now this is the, on the right is the new light, the left is the old incandescent. It's hard to tell, but the one on the right is a lot brighter. The LED is much brighter than the one on the left. Like I said, it's hard to tell from this angle of this picture, but you'll see it's a lot brighter. Now this is the job completed. This is my this is just 3 of the lights, the running lights. We did all the running lights, and these are completed, ready to go. It's been over a year, and they are still working great. So that's how we do it here. We change our bulbs, our lights I should say, on our camper, all our running lights, to LEDs. I'll have links below for everything. And it's not that hard of a job. Anyone can do it really. But just take your time. The main thing is not to lose your wire inside of the camper. And that's why I used the tape. As soon as I could get the wire fished out, I cut it off. I cut off the old light and pulled all the wire through and wrapped tape around it immediately, as close as I could to the camper. And then I worked on it. Then that way I could work on it without worrying about losing my light, my wires, I should say. So that's how we do it here. Change all our lights from incandescent to our running lights, I should say, from incandescent to LED on our camper.